All right, friends, it's time for another World Cup review. Like I said, we're doing a marathon of filming tonight. Only one video is going to get posted, but we're trying to build up some content before I leave for vacation. So, our next product we're filming today is going to be Scotland. And I know the obvious beer to have reviewed from Scotland would have been Tennent's. And I know that a lot of you know that I love scotch and have a ton of scotch at home. I could have reviewed when I created this challenge for myself to try one product from all 48 countries participating in the World Cup. The original idea was to be trying 48 beers, one beer from each country. It became apparent to me quickly that acquiring a beer from each country participating in the World Cup while living in Springfield, Missouri was going to be impossible. But I bought this Scottish beer before that became entirely apparent to me. And so what we have here is Tinquare House Ale. Now I know the obvious Scottish beer to have reviewed is Tennent's, but I could not find a Tennent's in Springfield. Uh, the latest statistic I heard is that Scotland, a country of 5.5 million people, has 500,000 Scots currently in the United States visiting for the World Cup, and my guess is they bought up all the Tennent's, it being their most popular beer. But at my local liquor store, they did have this Scottish House Ale. It says handmade ale brewed in the ancient brew house of the oldest inhabited house in Scotland. Product of Scotland. It packs a pretty hefty punch at 7.2% alcohol by volume, which is pretty high for a beer since most beer is between 3 and 4%. I have not tried this beer before. I'm excited to try it. Says they've been using the same Cooper kettle since 1738, so that's pretty cool. So this beer's been around a long time, even if it doesn't have the same popularity as a Tennent's lager. Let's go ahead and get that open and give her a taste. Alrighty, so I got her open and giving her a smell test now. That tastes like a dark, malty ale. I'm actually curious. I haven't been pouring many of these out, but I actually want to see what this one looks like. All right, so I have a little pint glass here. Let's give her a pour, see what she looks like. I'm curious about how dark it is. Okay, I got her poured in my pint glass, and as you can see, that is a pretty dark beer. Very, very rich, dark, caramel malty notes coming through on that. Let's give her a taste. Oh, wow. That is surprisingly good. I really enjoy that. It does not taste like any American beer I've ever had. Um, it's almost like halfway between an Irish red and a porter, if that makes sense to anyone. Very rich caramel notes, very malty. I definitely roasted the grain there. I really enjoy that. It's probably a little too heavy for summertime drinking, but this would be an excellent fall beer. Oh yeah, that is quite tasty. There's a just a tiny hint of chocolate on the back of the palate on the aftertaste, which gives it a nice finish. There's a tiny bit of baking spice coming through that might just be the hops giving it a little bready flavor. Yeah, this would be, if it's October, if it's about 40 degrees outside and the leaves are starting to turn and you're on your back porch maybe enjoying this with a cigar, oh, that would be perfect. I really like that. I'm going to go ahead and give the Tancour House Ale, product of Scotland, oldest inhabited house in Scotland. We'll give that a 9 out of 10. Not a summer beer, but an excellent beer nonetheless. Come fall, if you can find this on the shelf where you're at, highly recommend. Really, really good stuff.